wording from scratch. From scratch. But it's so interesting. So, fast forward, you're now married. Then tell me about the children.
So the first child comes in. So after we got married, they did a little shakara.
Yeah.
I got pregnant.
Immediately.
Yeah, immediately. So about 2 months later, I started feeling funny. And so I didn't know I was pregnant. I was going up the stairs, but I felt myself go back. But I felt like the hand of God literally pushed me up so I wouldn't fall because it was very steep. So I'm going up the stairs, and I'm like, babe, I think I'm dying. I'm very dramatic, by the way. So I'm like, babe, I think I'm dying. And he's like, what's the matter? And I was like, I don't feel well. Like, this is crazy. And I'm like, I think I'm dying. So he starts praying because that's all he knows how to do. He's like, then he's like, wait, you might be pregnant.
Yeah.
So he goes to buy a test. Me never having taken a pregnancy test before, I took it wrong. And I came back and I was like, see, I'm so sorry you married a barren woman like me. I can't have a baby. I told you I'm not pregnant. I'm dying. I'm so sorry. It made you waste your time. So I'm literally like taking my ring off and I'm like, here, I'm dying.
You're that dramatic.
So dramatic. You have no idea. Drama queen. Drama queen. That's me.
A drama queen.
Drama queen.
I can't with you. Seriously.
I'm on the bed, Indian style, and I'm like, I'm so sorry you married me. I'm barren. I can't have kids for you. I'm dying. And he's looking at me
like oh my gosh. Maybe I did marry crazy.
Yeah, he knew he married crazy. Though.
Yeah.
And he's just like, calm down, calm down. So we sat on the bed, and I'm like, I'm not pregnant. I'm very sick. It's like I can barely eat. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. And he's like, let's just try it one more time. So we read the instructions. And we read the instructions, and I finally did it the right way. I was like, look at me, I'm fruitful.
Were you excited?
I was excited.
Wow.
I was excited because the Lord always told me that I'll have my kids very fast.
Yeah.
So when there was no issue, the minute I laid with him, and I'm like, thank you, Jesus, I don't have to fight this
So you got pregnant immediately?
I got pregnant immediately, to the point that people even thought I was pregnant before. But when they calculated the dates, they realized that it was some months after.
Right.
But that was the first child. Then the second child, I'm on the treadmill. I'm like, I got one kid. I'm not going to lose myself.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep this shape. I'm on there. And I get nauseous, and I'm like, babe, I'm dying. Oh, my God. I don't know what's wrong. I just had a baby, and I'm going to leave you and the baby. What is wrong? I'm like, what is wrong with me?
Yeah.
Why is this my life? Why am I dying? He's like, take a pregnancy test. I'm like, no, I can't be pregnant. People don't get pregnant that fast. Like, I just had a baby. What do you mean? So I take the test. Ta-da, I'm pregnant.
Number two.
So it's a boy, then a girl.
Yeah.
And the third one, I'm laying on the bed, I'm sleeping. All of a sudden, I have a dream that there's a baby kicking me in my stomach. So I wake up, and I'm like, I'm pregnant. And my husband's like, stop being dramatic. I'm like, now that I finally accept that I'm pregnant, you telling me I'm being dramatic.
Right.
So he goes to buy a test. Ta-da, I'm pregnant. A boy. So boy, girl, boy. Then the fourth one, I am minding my business again. And I'm like, something feels weird. So this time I went to go buy my own pregnancy test. And I go into our bathroom that's in the kitchen. And he's in the kitchen with a whole bunch of our church members. And I just come out and I'm like, look what you did. Look what you did. I'm pregnant again. And, all the church members are like, oh my God, First Lady.
That's number 4.
That's number 4.
Yeah.
And that's a girl. So boy, girl, boy, girl. Then number 5. I'm sleeping, I have a dream that I'm getting kicked in my stomach. And before that, when I had number 4, I was folding clothes. All of a sudden, I literally heard the Lord say, you have another child on the way. So I got up, and my husband knows how the Lord speaks to me. Sometimes I can audibly hear God. Sometimes I'll be in prayer, and I'll just hear him in my spirit. So I got up, and he was laying down. I said, babe, we're going to have another baby. He said, babe, you just had a baby. Calm down. You can't like be having kids back to back. I'm like, the Lord just told me that we're going to have another baby. So when I came out of the bathroom with the stick, he was like, I'm like, you did this. What do you mean? So we're both like, wow. So then we have my daughter.
Number 5.
We have my son, number 5. So
Yeah.
it's boy, girl, boy, girl, boy. So I have him in the middle of the pandemic. All my pregnancies are easy, smooth. I push out easy, no complications by the grace of God. So then I have him. And within 4 to 5 days, I'm like cleaning my room, trying to get myself together. I just came back from the hospital. And then I hear you have to have your 6th child. So I go and tell my husband, I was like, I'm sick and tired of this. Every time I go in this closet after giving birth, the Lord wants to speak to me. And he was like, only you hear God. Only you hear God. Every day you hear God.
It's only you hearing.
So he's like, only you hear God.
Yeah.
Only I'm like, okay, whatever. So a whole year goes by, and I start having a series of dreams. And in the dream, there's a little girl holding a tutu dress. And it says Kimberly on the dress. And she's like, you don't want me. You don't want me. You waited too long. Because I have all my kids within 3 to 4 months, I'm pregnant. But this one was the first one that I had about 6, 7 months in between. And she's twirling, and she's like, you don't want me. How you don't want me? Then I have another dream. You don't want me. To the point that I was having the dream so much that one of the times I woke up, and I started screaming. I said, babe, there's a girl taunting me in my dreams. And I rebuke her. I rebuke her. I'm like, I rebuke her. So he's like, what is happening in the dream? I said, the same dream I told you. I keep having a dream. The girl, her name is Kimberly. And she keeps telling me that, like, we don't want her. And I don't want her. And I keep delaying and all this stuff. Not knowing that I was pregnant the whole time and I didn't know. So one day, my husband's having a men's conference downstairs, and he's preaching, and he's shouting and screaming. So I call my assistant, and I'm like, Amma, can you please go get me a pregnancy test? And she's like, oh, First Lady. So she's in shock. And I was like, girl, I probably got COVID. I just want to make sure I know that I have COVID and I'm not pregnant. Yeah. So she's screaming. She goes to get the test. She comes back, and she's standing by the bathroom like, I need to find this out too.
Yeah.
And so I come back, and I'm in complete shock because I was convinced that I was done. In complete shock, and I'm just like, the whole time. And she's literally like, and we're all like, and then my glam squad was there, and they're all like, and I'm like, you know what? Call Apostle. And they're like, he's preaching. I said, call Apostle. He did this. He better know about this. So in the middle of him praying, they went to go call him, and I tell him it's an emergency. So he comes up, and the pregnancy test is on his desk, and I'm like, and he's like, who's that for? I was like, who's that for? Who is that for? And he kept on asking, like, who is that for? I'm like, that's for you. And he's like, wait, who is that for? I'm like, I'm having a baby. And he's like, I'm going to go downstairs and pray. He's like, I'm going to go downstairs and pray.
Right.
And so I called my mom, and she's like, Kimmy's coming, because I had told my mom too. And she's like, Kimmy's coming. I'm like, well, technically, we don't know the sex yet because it's so early. And for some reason, all my kids, I find out within 15 weeks, and I dream about them. But hers, every time we would go, her legs would be closed. She would be covering her private parts. So it took longer than usual to find out. So I was like, Lord, if it's not Kimberly, that means it's somebody else, and Kimberly still has to come. So it better be Kimberly. It has to be Kimberly. Finally, I find out it's a girl. And my husband is like, this is Kimberly, our last child. And by the grace of God, I delivered 2 months ago. And it was glorious.
You don't even look like you delivered 2 months ago.
Yeah, 2 months ago.
And it was glorious and easy. And you told me she's the most calmest, amazing baby.
So cute. So cute. Full of cheeks, full of hair. So cute.
Wow. Yeah. How does that make you